Pokémon Legends Arceus showed us a completely new take on Pokémon, opening up the possibilities for the future of this fantastic franchise. It also introduced new regional forms for Pokémon we knew, new Pokémon, some of them evolutions of those same regional forms or just random new evolutions, and even new legendary forms for Dialga and Palkia, and legendary Pokémon, new legendary Pokémon. And another thing it did was introduce some new items. So hey, I'm not so a strainer, and what about the blank plate? Let's get into it. Before we begin, I want to thank my YouTube member Dash Plays and my Twitch subscribers Anubis here, Radsome Nagy, Zanes222, Nightshades and Lazarix. Thank you so much for going the extra mile and helping make my content possible. And now, onto the video. Ever since Gen 4, when Arceus was introduced, we had access to 16 plates, one of each Pokemon type except normal, since Fairy wasn't a thing at the time. In X and Y, with the introduction of Fairy type, we got the introduction of the Pixie plate as well, which would serve as this type's plate. Then, in Legends Arceus, we saw the introduction of the blank plate, the final piece of the puzzle to get access to not only Arceus, but the Legends plate as well. The existence of this last one, the Legends plate, it made sense given how Arceus' multi-type ability was reworked in Pokémon Legends Arceus. After all, we didn't have abilities or health items. But still, with the way the plot was built, with us gathering the plates and all that, the blank plate was still needed. Just like I kinda need you to like and subscribe. During the story of the game and after a battle with the only worthy protector of such an item, Regigigas, we get access to it and are on our merry way to reach the Pokémon God. Then, enter Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet. The origin forms of the Dialga and Palkia and the Hisui Pokémon become accessible there as well, making sure that they do not get locked inside the old Sinnoh region, with Arceus also joining them. Not only Arceus, but also its plates, all of them, except for the blank plate, and so, as a consequence, the Legends plate as well. We're focusing on the blank plate here today, since it not being available is kinda what makes the Legends plate not available as well. And so, what could have happened to it? What could have made it not exist in modern day? Regigigas has showed itself in more regions than just Sinnoh or Hisui, so I believe it is unlikely that it is somehow being protected by another one of those. And our character in Legends Arceus likely abandoned that plate somewhere when they either died of old age or simply traveled back to modern times. I believe that eventually we did travel forward in time, as the Azure Flute being present in our room kinda makes it seem like it was a gift from saving the world way back when. And so I think that our belongings and even our Pokemon might have just stayed behind. Of course, we can get our Pokemon through Pokemon Home, but I think that discussing the lore and timeline implications of the Pokemon transferring service will get us nowhere. What is important is that everything we owned got left behind. I assume the Legends plate just got taken back by Arceus and everything else just began a new life, basically. Our items likely got used by someone, and as such, the plates themselves likely got passed from person to person, with them unaware of what they were capable of. At least most of them were unaware. It's possible that, for example, Cogita, a descendant from the Celestica people, and someone with knowledge about these items, took her Pixie plate to another place. She does have a distinct Victorian look to her, and the fact that in Galar we can only find the Pixie plate, it could be interpreted as a possible connection between both the region and this character. The blank plate though, it being completely missing, kind of implies something different. It implies that someone with the knowledge about what these things are kind of wanted to keep it to themselves or hide it. It didn't want anyone else to find it. Someone that might have had a bit of an obsession with the alpha Pokemon. I believe Volo, the iconic, yes, iconic villain from Pokémon Legends Arceus, is the one that held and likely hid this item. Volo tells us that his story ended when we won and then gives us the spooky plate. But that was a blatant lie. Just a few text boxes after, he says, "Someday I'll solve every riddle in the legends of Hisui's Pokémon. And on that day, I'll stand before Arceus at last. No, I will conquer it. No matter how many years, how many decades, how many centuries it takes me." While this is possibly a reference to Cyrus in modern day, it could also be exactly what Volo spends his life doing, trying to find a way to reach Arceus, and in his madness, prevent anyone else from doing so. It's possible that the crazy merchant also kept a journal of everything, which paired with Cylene's accounts of the events of Legends Arceus, gave Cyrus the sources for his plan in Pokemon Platinum, since Giratina was mostly kept a secret from Sinnoh myth. But overall, Volo is the perfect character to justify why this item is not present in Scarlet and Violet or any other modern Pokemon game. His search for Arceus got him to reach Giratina first, putting him in contact with powers that not even he understood, and now, after seeing his chance slip between his fingers and into the hands of an outsider, who knows where his journey led him and what place he and his blank plate ended up in. And that is all I have for you today, an attempt at explaining the missing blank plate. But what about you? How would you explain it? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content. Also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. Also, you can become a channel member or check out my merch in order to further support the channel. I'd be forever thankful for that. You can follow me on social media or check out one of my streams here on Twitch. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.